Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you what my morning routine and ritual looks like before I actually start my day trading, my actual trading. Because if you are not mentally prepared, you will not be able to get in the zone. And being in the zone is the most important thing for day trading. Nothing else should matter. Nothing else. Right now, you are here in that moment, and this is where it all begins. So when I start my day, I open up five different windows, simply because I want to know what is happening for my particular market. My particular market is the ES Mini Futures, right? So I first go here. Obviously, this is kind of a no-brainer to see if there's any holiday going on. Today, there's no holiday, so I just close that off. My second most important, and I actually think this is the most important for me, is news, to see if there are any news today. Because if there are news at that hour, I stay away. You could check my other news, trading into news or around news video to get a better idea of the news itself. But usually, so I look here, it's forexfactory.com, and I see right here, it's a red high impact at 11 a.m. during day trading hours, right? So I know that around 11 a.m., normally 15 minutes before and 15 minutes after, I don't come near the market. It's erratic, it's indecisive, it's probably low volatility or too much volatility. It's not the normal movement of the market, and it has a tendency to do things that you cannot control. After that, I also have a backup one that I check out. It's the NASDAQ.com one. It's just the economic calendar. That too tells you the different news that are going on. And I always look for the red. And here it is, red 11 a.m. So it coincides with the other one. This is just kind of like a backup. The forexfactory.com is my number one go-to. So trading the ES Mini, I have to think about contracts. Even though my trading platform, NinjaTrader, gives me, I guess, alerts of when it is going to be rolling over, I need to be on top of it. So here I am. The next one I am right now have been in September, and it says that 16th of September is a rollover. For the ES Mini in particular, it's usually 8 days before that the actual rollover begins. I don't know why that is. I don't even think anyone does that much, but it doesn't matter. Regardless, I know that September 8th is when I need to roll over to the December contract. This is again for ES Minis. Every single market has its own thing that you need to be checking all the time. The other important thing that can really make a market move in weird ways is options expiration week. Okay, so here is the legend, and it shows you when the options expire, and it's this little diamond, and then here it is. We are technically in the week that there is an option expiration. I am right now in September, options expiration week. That's when the market is a lot more erratic and doesn't move as well as it usually does. And on the day before options expire, stay away. You know what, if you want to trade, go into sim mode. Chances of it being really unpredictable are really high. So that is my start, right? I do that, begin with. After I have found out what's going on, I know that there is news, I know when I need to stay out, then I go to my charts. My chart is my canvas, right? This is where everything happens. So what I start to do is, because I day trade, I don't really care that much what's been happening in the previous week. Maybe one day in advance, one day before is all I really need. So I check to see what has been happening in the market. And as far as I could tell, there's been some sideways movement, right? This is kind of a, oops, hang on a second. This is kind of like a channeling market, right? It's a big channel, enough for me to trade, but overall, I'm seeing that the market has been in a channel. So I put my areas. I immediately make my areas. I understand what is happening in the market overall, and then I look to see what is happening in the immediate momentum, in the immediate time time frame, I should say. So that's more looking at the market like this. So I've noticed that the market has been hitting this area enough times for me to understand that this is a strong area and one that I should be really cautious of and not enter at all. And I'm also noticing that there is now starting to be a smaller area here, but in my time frame, it's a pretty big one. So at the moment, I'm having a smaller channel in the larger channel. So what I understand is it's time for me to be able to sit out, right? This is what I do before I even begin trading. This is usually good to do if you're trading the morning hours, a little bit pre-market time, or if you're going to be trading the afternoon hours, maybe during lunchtime. During lunchtime is not a good time to trade anyways. After I have drawn my areas and kind of and have an idea what the market is doing in the overall market and also in the immediate momentum, then I walk away. I completely walk away for a good 5 to 10 minutes and I meditate. I clear my mind. I close my eyes. I simply just sit and I clear my mind. I literally I visualize in my mind a blackboard with all this writing going on because my mind is always, moving here or there. And I draw and I take a big eraser and I just clear my mind. And I sit there until I feel ready. I feel that the rest of my life is not present anymore. And the only thing present for me is getting back to the market. Now, once I come back to the market, I use sand clocks. So my main sand clock that I use is 5-minute sand clock, right? So what I do is, I use this sand clock for the 5-minute. Here we go. This is actually 5 minutes. All right. So I use this sand clock and then I just put it aside and I don't touch it. I don't touch it for 5 minutes. I let it completely go down and I watch the market. There will definitely be times that I just want to jump in, and that's kind of like the fear of missing out. But I also know that there are always good trades coming up because even though I have cleared my mind, I have drawn my areas, now I need to get in tuned with the market. So my whole morning preparation takes me about 15 minutes, but that 15 minutes could literally make it or break it, right? The worst thing that a trader could do is jump in, take a losing trade, and not only is it a losing trade, it's the emotional capital you feel because you know you needed to prepare. You know you needed to get on board. You know you needed to sit and simply get in touch with your charts and yourself. So after that 5 minutes is up, then I start to consciously and fully presently look for trades to take. So this is my morning routine. I do this every time I sit down. I shouldn't say morning. It's my trading routine. Every time I sit down to trade, even if I did a morning session and I took a couple of hours off, I come back and I do the exact same routine all over again. And that's when I know that I am ready to enter the market. It's 15 minutes. 15 minutes could make a difference between a loss and a win. You make up your own mind. This is my 15 minutes, and I hope I can inspire you to have your 15 minutes of preparation before sitting down at your charts.